Well, before I make a few remarks about Ferguson, I would like to acknowledge my family that's here. My wife and my daughter, Brianna, are here with some family and friends. I'd also like to acknowledge our company for giving us the resources and the latitude and the equipment and the patience for us to do our jobs and doing journalism under a great deal of stress. I have a few remarks I'd like to read. Our coverage in Ferguson began as an inherently local story of a fatal police shooting on an August afternoon. But it quickly transformed into a national event depicted by street protests, which later gave rise to looting, burning, and violent unrest that shocked the nation, much less our Midwestern hometown. A century-old suburb of 21,000 people in the metro area of almost 3 million people became burnished as #Ferguson to much of the world and the nation. The images of violence, pain, anger, intense police presence became a powerful national wake-up call. Then other police-related killings and alleged brutality fixed national scrutiny on long-festering societal problems. Issues involving the criminal justice system, policing tactics, concentrated poverty, race relations, political disenfranchisement, inequities in educational and economic opportunity. But Ferguson is no outlier. It has been elevated as a symbol and a call to action. The award tonight is recognition for every journalist and every support staffer in the Post-Dispatch newsroom. I have never been involved in such a volatile local news story whose impact will project for generations. The Post-Dispatch journalists are forever changed as well. Their professionalism and dedication have demonstrated the best of local journalism and why it matters. The staff worked bravely day and night when the protests and tension were at their apex. They donned bulletproof vests, tear gas masks, and were assaulted in the streets. Some had their equipment stolen. Some were pepper sprayed by police. One photographer was chased out of the backyard of a Ferguson homeowner at gunpoint. Ferguson also reestablished how newspapers serve as real-time news providers across multiple platforms: print, online, video, blogs, multimedia, and of course, social media. Our community has relied on journalists for the last 6 months. Our journalists are the heroes tonight. The violent unrest has subsided, but the deep polarization and the intensity of emotion and opinions continue to roil in our St. Louis area. The gulfs are huge. In phone calls and letters to the editors, emails, and social media, we've all been subject to racist, vile, and threatening language. At the height, police were stationed outside one reporter's house because of threats. The slings and arrows came from all angles and all political persuasions. Some said we kowtow to the elected leadership. Others say we would cancel their subscriptions if we continue to publish Ferguson news on the front page, because for them, the story is over. But for the Post-Dispatch journalists to have stayed focused and continue their important work despite an emotional public milieu. Ferguson and its outgrowth of issues have validated the essentiality of a vigorous news media. It defies the myth that we so-called legacy media have become obsolete. Ferguson has reaffirmed our vital role to tell human stories, to seek facts, to investigate, to speak with a strong editorial voice, and to hold public institutions accountable. That work will endure for years in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch newsroom. As our region works to rebound, the St. Louis Post-Dispatch journalists will remain as indispensable to our community. And on their behalf, I accept this award. Thank you very much.